Of course, we're going to discuss it because he is a celebrity. This is part of the news. People are going to talk about it, whether you want them to talk about it or not. You have to learn that you don't have to address everything.
Now I want to get into a story I've seen percolating in the headlines and social media. And that's about Heisman Trophy winner Travis Hunter and his fiancée, Liana.
Travis Hunter's story is one that encapsulates everything you'd expect from a rising star on the cusp of greatness. Immense talent, fame, and an incredibly bright future. As one of the most promising young football players today, Hunter has garnered attention not only for his exceptional athletic abilities, but also for his charismatic presence, both on and off the field. Yet lately, the spotlight has shifted from his athletic feats to his personal life, particularly his relationship with his fiancée, Liana Len. What once appeared to be a charming and ordinary love story between two young individuals in love has recently exploded into a full-blown media controversy. From the outside, the couple seemed to embody the ideal romance, a fairy tale relationship filled with joy, excitement, and a sense of mutual support. However, as the couple's relationship has unfolded in the public eye, it has been met with increasing scrutiny, drawing criticism from both fans and the media. Allegations of manipulation have surfaced, sparking a debate about the dynamics of their relationship. Some critics claim that Liana may be exerting undue influence over Travis, manipulating him in ways that could be detrimental to both his career and his personal well-being. Others suggest that the rapid pace at which their relationship has progressed is part of a calculated move to thrust Liana into the spotlight, leveraging her connection to one of the most talked-about young athletes in the world. This situation has left Travis Hunter in an increasingly complicated position. While he remains deeply in love with Liana, the mounting public pressure is creating a sense of unease and confusion. There are moments when he appears to be caught between defending his relationship and trying to focus on his career, all while grappling with the growing backlash from online communities and tabloid reporters. What's even more troubling is the possibility that Travis may not even be fully aware of the extent to which his personal life is being scrutinized or the accusations surrounding it. The pressure is starting to build on him from all sides, leaving him to wonder whether his relationship with Liana is truly as healthy and genuine as he once thought, or if it has become something else entirely. Amid this chaos, Travis's inner circle has been forced to step in, offering advice and support as they try to help him navigate the storm. Friends and family have expressed concern, and some have even suggested that Travis take a step back from the public eye to reassess everything, from his relationship to his career trajectory. However, this is easier said than done, as Travis has become one of the most marketable athletes of his generation, and any decision he makes is sure to attract even more attention. What started as a love story for the ages has now turned into a cautionary tale of how fame, ambition, and personal relationships can sometimes intertwine in ways that leave even the most grounded individuals questioning their choices. The next few months will be pivotal for Travis Hunter. Will he be able to reclaim control of his narrative and make the decisions that are best for him? Or will the chaos surrounding his relationship with Liana ultimately impact both his personal life and his promising career? Only time will tell.
So yeah, everyone is making this crazy narratives in their head, so I just wanted to clear it up. And that is the truth. That's what.
Let's rewind to the beginning, back to when Travis Hunter and Liana Len first crossed paths. According to Travis, their story began with him sliding into her direct messages on social media, a typical start in the world of online dating. But with an interesting twist, Liana didn't respond. At first, she simply wasn't interested. She didn't even acknowledge his message. The reason? Liana admitted that Travis wasn't her type, at least not at the time. She had a history of dating people who were nothing like him, and she wasn't about to deviate from her usual preferences. As she later explained in an interview, her past relationships were with individuals from completely different backgrounds. One ex was a cowboy, another was a soccer player, and yet another was a musician. Each of these men had unique personalities and lifestyles that contrasted sharply with Travis's, both in terms of his career and his persona. Travis, at that point, was still an up-and-coming athlete, not yet the household name he would eventually become. He didn't fit the mold of her previous partners, and that was enough to keep her from responding to his initial attempt at contact. But Travis didn't give up. He was persistent, and after some time, he reached out again. This time, something clicked. Maybe it was his charm, or maybe it was his determination. But eventually, Liana started to engage with him. Their conversation slowly grew, and the connection began to deepen. Still, even then, Liana was cautious. She was aware of the attention that someone like Travis, an aspiring star with huge potential, would attract, and she didn't want to fall into a relationship just because of his emerging fame. Her hesitation, however, didn't stop their bond from growing. Despite their differences, they found common ground, and before long, what started as an unlikely interaction turned into something more substantial. In the early stages of their relationship, Travis wasn't yet the highly publicized figure he is today. His career was on the rise, but he hadn't yet reached the level of fame that would later come with his success on the field. This allowed Liana to form a connection with him that wasn't influenced by his future stardom. She got to know Travis as the person behind the athlete, someone who wasn't just a face in the headlines, but a real individual with flaws, ambitions, and dreams. In those early moments, there was no pressure from the public eye. Travis was just a guy trying to make it in his field, and Liana was just a woman getting to know someone who, at the time, was still relatively unknown. However, as his career began to take off, so too did their relationship. What started as a quiet, personal connection slowly became a public affair, subject to the kind of scrutiny that only comes with fame. But before all of that, before the headlines, before the controversies, it was just two people navigating the complexities of a new relationship, each coming from different backgrounds, different worlds, and different expectations.
Okay, I'm going to be addressing all this stuff online because I'm tired.
Her lack of interest in Travis didn't end with just ignoring his first messages. In fact, Travis revealed in interviews that Liana left his initial attempts at contact unanswered for several months. It wasn't until her brother stepped in that things began to change. According to Travis, Liana's brother saw the messages Travis had sent and recognized the potential in him, not just as a person, but as a future football star. He reportedly told his sister, "You don't know who this is," urging her to take notice of Travis and give him a chance. It was in that moment that things shifted. Liana, who had previously brushed off Travis's advances, suddenly found herself reconsidering. With her brother's encouragement, she decided to respond to his messages. Just like that, Travis went from being an ignored stranger in her inbox to the center of her attention. However, this pivotal moment raises an intriguing question. Was Liana's newfound interest in Travis a result of her own genuine feelings? Or was it influenced by her brother's insight into Travis's potential as a future star? It's a point that has led to much speculation. While Liana may have initially dismissed Travis as just another athlete vying for attention, her brother's perspective may have opened her eyes to the possibility that this young man could be someone worth investing in, not just romantically, but strategically as well. What makes this situation even more fascinating is how their dynamic evolved despite Liana's initial indifference. After some back and forth, she finally agreed to meet up with Travis, even though he was still in high school and she was already attending college, a few years older. The first time they hung out together, they went to a golf range, an outing that seemed innocent enough at the time. On the surface, it appeared to be just two young people getting to know each other, spending time together in a casual, low-key environment. However, this seemingly harmless detail has sparked debates online. Many critics have pointed out the potential double standard in how their relationship was perceived. If the roles were reversed, if it had been an older male college student pursuing a younger female high schooler, there would likely have been an uproar. The situation would almost certainly have been scrutinized, criticized, and perhaps even condemned. Yet, because Liana initiated things, her age and the power dynamic of the relationship have largely been overlooked or minimized by the public. The idea of a college-age woman pursuing a younger high school student is rarely questioned in the same way it would be if the genders were reversed, leading some to wonder whether this dynamic has been downplayed due to the fact that Liana is a woman or because Travis was seen as a rising star. This nuanced detail in their story has opened up broader discussions about gender, age, and power dynamics in relationships. especially when fame is involved. While many see their relationship as simply a love story between two people from different worlds, others can't help but examine the way their initial connection unfolded, questioning whether it was driven by genuine mutual interest or by external factors, like the recognition of Travis's potential future success. As their relationship continued to evolve, so too did the complexity of how it was perceived, and it's only made their story even more compelling.
When you're dealing with Travis, you got to understand that he's the prize in the situation.
As their relationship progressed, Travis Hunter and Lyanna Len became inseparable. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, and it seemed like they were headed toward a future together. However, as more details about their early interactions began to surface, people started asking more questions about the true nature of their relationship. Travis himself has been candid in interviews, openly admitting that for months, Lyanna had him firmly in the friend zone before they ever started dating. Despite his feelings for her, Lyanna had been uninterested in taking their relationship to a romantic level, and Travis respected that, at least initially. During this period, Lyanna was living her life as usual. She was still very much involved in her social scene, partying, hanging out with friends, and attending events. In fact, Travis revealed that during those months, he would often find himself in a position where he was helping her out without any romantic expectations in return. One particularly striking detail he shared was how Lyanna would have him drive her to various events, where he would wait outside for hours while she socialized with others. Afterward, Travis would then drive her home, continuing to offer his support while she enjoyed herself, seemingly without any consideration for his own feelings. This revelation left many fans questioning the dynamics of their early relationship. Was Travis being taken advantage of? Was he unknowingly placed in a position where his feelings were used to her benefit, without any reciprocation? It raised the uncomfortable possibility that back then, Travis was essentially acting as a glorified chauffeur and friend, without the acknowledgement or respect that one might expect from a partner. What made this situation even more intriguing was the apparent lack of awareness on Travis's part at the time. As a young athlete just starting to build his career, he was still learning the ropes of navigating personal relationships in the public eye. His devotion to Lyanna, despite being relegated to the friend zone and asked to serve as little more than a driver, painted a picture of a person who was willing to go above and beyond for someone he cared about, even if he wasn't receiving the same level of emotional investment in return. The more people learned about these early stages, the more they began to question whether Travis had been exploited, particularly considering how much of a prominent role he would eventually play in Lyanna's life once their romantic relationship began. Some fans began to view his actions as a kind of self-sacrifice, while others couldn't help but wonder whether Lyanna had been taking advantage of his loyalty and willingness to serve her needs, all while keeping him at arm's length. Ultimately, it all paints a complex picture of their relationship's beginnings. Was Travis simply being a supportive friend, or was he being manipulated by someone who wasn't fully emotionally invested in him at that point? And what does that say about their relationship's foundation? Was it built on genuine affection, or was it initially driven by convenience? With Travis unknowingly playing a supporting role until he became a more central part of her life once he gained fame. These are questions that continue to linger in the minds of fans and critics alike, adding an extra layer of intrigue to their already complicated love story.
Seeing him as a prize, she's seeing him as just a regular. And the best way to lose a king is to try to treat a king like a regular.
Fast forward to today, and things have only become more complicated for Travis Hunter. Not only is Lyanna now his fiancée, but her brother has also become one of his closest companions, perhaps even more so than some of Travis's own friends. The relationship between the three has evolved in ways that raise more questions than answers. Travis, once a rising star in the world of football, now finds himself navigating a complex web of personal and professional connections, with Lyanna and her brother playing increasingly significant roles in his life. Lyanna's brother, who was instrumental in helping Travis and Lyanna connect in the first place, has become a fixture in Travis's world. He's no longer just the sibling of Travis's fiancée, but a constant presence, sharing in the perks that come with being close to a star athlete. From luxury vacations to private jet flights, It's clear that Lyanna's brother is enjoying the high life, and much of it is thanks to his connection to Travis. The close-knit bond between the two men has led many to wonder just how much influence her brother really has over Travis's life and decisions. This dynamic has sparked growing speculation among fans and critics alike. Some believe that the siblings may be working together, not just for Lyanna's personal gain, but to secure their collective future in Travis's world, and more specifically, his wallet. The question on many people's minds is whether they are strategically positioning themselves to benefit from Travis's success, using their personal relationship with him to access his wealth, fame, and opportunities. The luxury lifestyle her brother seems to be enjoying only fuels these theories. Some fans have even gone so far as to call it a family setup, suggesting that the brother and sister may have orchestrated their involvement in Travis's life from the very beginning. Allegations of manipulation have emerged, with many wondering whether Travis is being used as a pawn in a larger scheme to secure the family's financial future. From their influence over his personal life to the way they seem to benefit from his success, it's not hard to see why some people would question the motives behind their involvement in his world. While Travis's relationship with Lyanna appears genuine, the increasing role her brother plays in his life has made the situation far more complicated. The line between family and opportunism is blurry, and as Travis's career continues to rise, so too do the stakes for those closest to him. What began as a love story between two young people has now become a delicate balancing act between trust, ambition, and personal boundaries. The growing influence of Lyanna and her brother in Travis' life has only intensified the questions surrounding their intentions and whether their actions are truly rooted in love and support, or if they're more about securing their own place in Travis's rapidly expanding world.
He does, because I truly, truly love that man. He is perfect.
The situation surrounding Travis Hunter, Lyanna Len, and her brother reached a boiling point after a series of incidents went viral online, drawing intense scrutiny and sparking public controversy. One of the most talked about moments came during the Heisman Trophy ceremony, where Travis was honored with college football's highest accolade. This moment should have been a celebratory one for the young athlete and his loved ones, but instead, it was marred by a seemingly minor detail that quickly ignited a firestorm of criticism. As Travis's name was called and the spotlight turned to him, all eyes were on Lyanna, who was seated next to him. Rather than rising to her feet in support of her fiancé, she remained seated, leaving many people puzzled and even upset. In a moment of apparent discomfort, Travis's coach, Deion Sanders, was seen gesturing toward Lyanna, urging her to stand and acknowledge the achievement. The footage of this exchange quickly went viral, and what should have been a heartwarming moment instead became a focal point for accusations that Lyanna was unsupportive of Travis in a moment that should have been about celebrating his success. The backlash was swift and severe. Fans and commentators alike seized on the moment, with many questioning Lyanna's loyalty and character. How could she not stand for Travis at such a significant moment in his career? Some even began to speculate that the lack of support hinted at deeper issues in their relationship, wondering whether Lyanna's feelings for him were truly as strong as they appeared or if there was something more calculated at play. In the face of mounting criticism, Lyanna later explained herself in an interview, offering an explanation that many found less than convincing. She claimed that she didn't stand because she was unsure of what to do in the moment, stating that she had been following the lead of Travis and his mother, who were both seated when his name was announced. According to Lyanna, she was simply mirroring their actions and didn't want to make a scene or appear out of place. However, by then, the damage had already been done. The internet wasn't buying her explanation, and many dismissed it as an attempt to deflect from the real issue. Her failure to stand, regardless of the reasoning, had already been perceived as a public snub, and the backlash continued to grow. The incident fueled the perception that Lyanna might be more concerned with her own role in the spotlight than with supporting Travis during one of the most significant milestones of his career. What was meant to be a proud moment for Travis quickly became another point of contention in the already complicated narrative of his relationship with Lyanna. The episode highlighted how quickly public perception can turn, especially when the slightest misstep can be amplified by social media. For many fans, the Heisman ceremony moment became a symbol of the broader questions surrounding Lyanna's role in Travis's life. Was she truly supportive, or was she simply along for the ride, caught up in the fame and fortune that came with being close to a rising star? The incident was just the latest in a series of controversial moments that added fuel to the fire of skepticism surrounding their relationship. The more details that emerged, the more people began to question whether the dynamic between Travis, Lyanna, and her brother was truly what it seemed, or if there were ulterior motives at play.
Because you find people soft spot and you squeeze. That's the cruel world we're living.
The scrutiny surrounding Travis Hunter and Lyanna Len only intensified when additional clips surfaced online, further fueling public speculation about the authenticity of their relationship. These videos captured moments that seemed to reveal an unsettling side to Lyanna's behavior, leading many to question her true feelings for Travis and whether she was genuinely invested in their relationship, or if she was simply taking advantage of his rising fame. In one particularly viral clip, Travis, eager to show affection after a game, leaned in to kiss Lyanna, but she appeared to pull away at the last moment, creating an awkward and uncomfortable scene. The moment was brief, but to many fans and critics, it was telling. How could Lyanna, as his fiancée, reject such a simple gesture of affection in such a public setting? The video sparked a wave of criticism, with many wondering why she seemed so uninterested or detached when it came to showing affection toward Travis in front of cameras and fans. Some questioned whether she was truly invested in him, or whether she simply didn't care to display her love in the way one might expect from a partner at such a high-profile event. Another video from a meet and greet event further fueled these doubts. In the footage, Lyanna could be seen waiting for Travis to finish talking to fans, but her visible impatience and annoyance were hard to ignore. She fidgeted and looked around, clearly disinterested and restless as she stood there waiting. To those watching, it seemed as if she couldn't care less about the event or the fans who had gathered to see Travis. Instead of being supportive and engaged, Lyanna appeared annoyed by the situation, leading many to question whether she was genuinely invested in Travis's career and the people who were supporting him. This behavior didn't go unnoticed. Critics quickly labeled her actions as disrespectful, accusing her of lacking consideration for Travis's accomplishments and the people around him. The more these videos circulated, the more fans began to wonder if Lyanna was truly invested in the relationship or if she was simply along for the ride, enjoying the perks of being with a rising star without truly supporting him in return. The situation grew even more complicated as these clips piled on top of the earlier incidents that had already raised red flags for many fans. With each new video, the narrative surrounding Travis and Lyanna shifted from one of young love and partnership to something more cynical. Was this a relationship built on mutual respect and affection? Or was Travis being used as a stepping stone to a more glamorous life? The lack of affection in one clip and the visible frustration in another seemed to point to a troubling pattern. Was Lyanna simply playing a role, strategically positioning herself as Travis's fiancée to gain access to the luxuries and opportunities that came with his fame? Or was she struggling to balance the pressures of being in a relationship with someone who was constantly in the public eye, not knowing how to navigate the complex dynamics of fame, love, and expectations? For many fans, these moments added another layer of complexity to the story. The lines between genuine affection and opportunism had become increasingly blurred. With every clip, interview, and piece of footage that surfaced, the more questions arose about Lyanna's true motives and whether she was truly in it for Travis, or if she was just looking to capitalize on his success. The growing body of evidence led to a troubling conclusion for many, that perhaps the love story they had imagined was not as pure as it seemed.
Such a healthy relationship.
Don't let social media be in your relationship.
The situation surrounding Travis Hunter and Lyanna Len only seemed to get more complicated as old footage surfaced online, adding even more fuel to the already intense fire of scrutiny. One of the most talked about moments came when a video from Lyanna's past resurfaced, showing her dancing with another man in a music video. The footage, which was reportedly filmed before she and Travis began dating, reignited doubts about Lyanna's past and her true intentions. While the video itself was old, it didn't take long for critics on social media to start dissecting it. with many questioning the nature of her relationship with this other man and whether it hinted at a lack of loyalty or commitment to Travis. The timing of the video's resurfacing seemed all too convenient, reigniting rumors about her motivations and casting a shadow over her relationship with Travis. Social media users didn't hold back, with some accusing her of being unfaithful, even though she and Travis hadn't yet started their romantic relationship when the video was filmed. The backlash was swift and intense, as people began questioning Lyanna's integrity, wondering if she had a history of playing the field or if she was merely using Travis for his rising fame. Some took it a step further, questioning whether she was truly in the relationship for the right reasons or if she was just chasing the perks that came with being attached to a star athlete. As the public outcry intensified, both Travis and Lyanna eventually made the decision to deactivate their social media accounts, citing the negativity and online attacks as too much of a strain on their mental health. This move, however, only seemed to increase the speculation surrounding their relationship, as fans and critics alike were left to fill in the gaps with their own theories. The silence from both parties did little to quell the rumors. Instead, it only heightened the sense that something was amiss, and many wondered whether there was more to the story than they were being told. But it wasn't just old footage that sent the internet into a frenzy. What truly took things to another level was the leak of a screenshot that allegedly showed direct messages from Lyanna to another man from 2020. Although the authenticity of these messages has yet to be verified, the timing of their apparent overlap with the beginning of her relationship with Travis raised serious concerns. Some fans were quick to claim that if the messages were real, they pointed to a troubling pattern of dishonesty, suggesting that Lyanna may have been less than faithful or upfront with Travis about her past. The potential implication was stark. If these messages were genuine, it would suggest that Lyanna's romantic attention might not have been fully committed to Travis from the start, or that her feelings were divided as they embarked on their relationship. The leaked messages were a game changer, as they provided a concrete point of reference for those already questioning Lyanna's intentions. Fans quickly latched onto the screenshot, interpreting it as evidence of potential infidelity or deceit. The backlash grew louder, with many now pointing to the messages as proof that Lyanna had a history of being dishonest or manipulative. For some, this was the final piece of the puzzle, confirming their suspicions that her relationship with Travis was driven by ulterior motives rather than genuine affection. However, not everyone agreed with the narrative being formed. Some came to Lyanna's defense, suggesting that the messages could have been taken out of context or even fabricated to stir up drama. The fact that the authenticity of the screenshot had not been definitively confirmed gave pause to those who believed that the entire situation was being blown out of proportion. They argued that the messages could have been misinterpreted, taken from a time when she was still figuring out her feelings, or even manipulated to fit a specific narrative. These defenders urged people not to jump to conclusions based solely on a leaked screenshot that could very well be part of an online smear campaign. As the debate raged on, the situation became increasingly polarized. Some saw the potential messages as a smoking gun that confirmed their worst fears about Lyanna's character, while others believed that the entire scandal was an overblown attempt to tarnish her reputation. Regardless of the side one took, the controversy surrounding Travis and Lyanna only grew more intense, with each new revelation adding another layer of complexity to an already messy situation. The leaked messages, whether true or not, seemed to embody everything that had gone wrong in their public relationship: misunderstandings, suspicions, and a growing sense of mistrust from the very people who once admired their love story. In the end, the situation left many wondering whether Travis and Lyanna's relationship could ever fully recover from the constant barrage of public scrutiny, and if they would be able to regain the trust of their fans and the public eye. With each new development, it became more difficult to separate fact from speculation, and the truth about their relationship seemed more elusive than ever.
Never post when y'all have problems. And be honest, always be honest.
You got the ring on right now?
No,
As if the growing controversy surrounding Travis Hunter and Lyanna Len wasn't already overwhelming, a new video began circulating online that added yet another layer of complexity to the situation. This video, reportedly filmed during an event in 2022, allegedly showed Lyanna in the midst of a heated argument with someone off camera. While the specifics of the argument remained unclear, The video was enough to spark intense speculation among fans and critics alike. The mere sight of her appearing visibly upset and engaged in a confrontation raised concerns about her ability to handle the pressures of the high-profile lifestyle that came with being attached to someone like Travis. Critics seized on this footage as further evidence that Lyanna might not be cut out for the spotlight that came with Travis's growing fame. To them, it was yet another indication of her volatility or inability to manage herself in public situations. In a world where every move of a rising star's partner is scrutinized, the notion that Lyanna could lose control in such a manner only fueled doubts about whether she was truly ready to be in the spotlight. Was she prepared for the constant attention, the cameras, and the never-ending public gaze? Critics argued that these kinds of moments revealed a side of her that wasn't suited for the pressure of being in a relationship with a star athlete. However, not everyone saw the argument in the same light. Supporters of Lyanna quickly came to her defense, arguing that the video didn't tell the full story and shouldn't be used to define her character. They pointed out that everyone has moments of frustration, especially when dealing with the stress and pressures of a public life. The argument, they claimed, was likely an isolated incident, and it was unfair to judge her entire personality based on one moment of emotional release. Life in the public eye could be overwhelming, they argued, and it was only natural that someone might occasionally slip in moments of high stress. They emphasized that these kinds of incidents shouldn't overshadow her overall character or the positive aspects of her relationship with Travis. But despite the defense, the divide only deepened. The video sparked yet another round of debates across social media, with people arguing about who Lyanna truly was and whether she was truly cut out for the intense public scrutiny that came with dating someone like Travis. Some questioned whether she had the emotional maturity and composure necessary to handle the whirlwind of fame and attention that would inevitably follow Travis as his career progressed. Others wondered if these outbursts, combined with previous controversies, indicated a deeper issue, casting doubt on her ability to support Travis in his journey to stardom. On the other hand, many rallied behind Lyanna, viewing the arguments against her as an unfair piling on of incidents that had little to do with her true nature. They pointed out that everyone has personal struggles and frustrations, and not every moment of weakness should be amplified into a character flaw. Supporters stressed that Lyanna was, after all, only human and that her emotional responses were normal, even if they were captured on camera. For them, it was important to separate these fleeting moments from the broader context of her life and relationship with Travis. The debate raged on, further polarizing opinions about Lyanna's suitability for the high-profile life that came with Travis's rising fame. The video, along with the ongoing controversies, only seemed to magnify the questions surrounding her intentions and her readiness for a future in the public eye. Was she truly prepared to step into a life that would demand constant attention, patience, and emotional resilience? Or was she being pushed into a role that she wasn't fully equipped to handle, with the weight of Travis's fame overshadowing her ability to cope with the demands of that lifestyle? As the online discussion spiraled into a heated back and forth, it became clear that the narrative surrounding Lyanna was growing more and more fractured. For some, she was the victim of a harsh, often unfair public spotlight. For others, she was a woman who struggled with the pressures of fame and wasn't ready to handle the spotlight that came with being by Travis's side. And for many, the video only deepened their doubts, making it harder to discern the truth about who Lyanna really was and what her role in Travis's life truly meant. This latest incident left fans, critics, and the couple themselves in a tense limbo, as the stakes of their public lives continued to rise. The questions surrounding Lyanna's place in Travis's world, her readiness for fame, her emotional stability, and her true intentions remained unresolved, with no easy answers on the horizon. The debate raged on, and with each new piece of footage or leaked detail, the uncertainty around their relationship only seemed to grow.
Good friend of yours, his relationship is public, and people are beating him up about it. Travis.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that.
But the drama surrounding Travis Hunter and Lyanna Len didn't stop there. As the situation escalated, former athletes and celebrities began weighing in, further complicating the already murky narrative and adding even more layers of public scrutiny. Des Bryant, a retired professional football player, took to social media with an unsolicited piece of advice for Travis. He urged him to end his relationship with Lyanna altogether. While Bryant later deleted the post, the damage was already done. His message had gone viral. The backlash to his comment was swift, but his intervention only highlighted how deeply the drama surrounding Travis and Lyanna had permeated the sports world. It also illustrated how much pressure Travis was under, as people close to the sports community publicly weighed in on his personal life. Meanwhile, Shannon Sharpe, another retired athlete and sports commentator, added his voice to the mix during a segment on his podcast. Sharpe's advice was somewhat more measured, but still pointed. He urged fans to let Travis make his own decisions, acknowledging that those decisions might lead to mistakes along the way. Sometimes you have to bump your head before you realize how much it hurts, Sharpe said, adding that, despite the controversy surrounding the relationship, he hoped Travis would ultimately protect himself financially. The comment struck a chord with listeners, as it raised a significant point about the intersection of personal relationships and financial security, especially when a person's career is poised to skyrocket. This led to one of the most hotly debated topics: whether Travis should consider a prenuptial agreement before marrying Lyanna. With Travis expected to be a top pick in the upcoming professional draft, his financial future was looking incredibly bright. His potential to sign a lucrative contract with a major professional team made him an instant target for financial scrutiny, and both fans and commentators alike began urging him to protect his assets. Given the ongoing rumors and controversies surrounding Lyanna's intentions, many believe that it would be wise for Travis to take precautionary steps to ensure his financial security, regardless of the future of his relationship. The debate surrounding the prenuptial agreement took on added significance, particularly because of the timing of Lyanna's push for marriage. Some observers began to speculate that Lyanna's desire to tie the knot may have been strategically timed to coincide with Travis's imminent entry into professional sports. The idea was that by marrying Travis before his career took off, she could potentially secure a financial stake in his future earnings, especially considering the size of the contracts he was likely to sign. Fans and commentators who had been critical of her intentions took this theory further, arguing that Lyanna's push for marriage was more about financial gain than love. In their eyes, it seemed like an attempt to solidify her position in Travis's life before his wealth became more accessible. While some defended Lyanna, arguing that her desire to marry Travis was simply a reflection of genuine love and commitment. The growing chorus of skepticism cast a shadow over her motivations. The combination of the leaked messages, the viral video, and now the speculation about her timing made it hard for many to see her as anything but opportunistic. These rumors gained traction as the idea of a prenuptial agreement became more widely discussed. For Travis, the pressure was mounting on all fronts. Not only was he facing scrutiny over his relationship, but the increasing public discourse about protecting his financial future only added to the weight of the situation. The tension between personal and professional was becoming increasingly difficult to navigate. While Sharpe's advice to bump your head suggested that Travis might need to experience the consequences of his decisions firsthand, it also underscored the reality that he was standing at a precipice, on the verge of a life-changing career and dealing with the personal relationships that would inevitably shape it. As the public and media continued to dissect every aspect of Travis's life, the question of how he would handle these pressures remained at the forefront. Would he heed the advice to protect his financial future? And if so, would that include a prenuptial agreement? Or would he continue to focus on his relationship with Lyanna, ignoring the advice of former athletes and critics who were urging caution? Regardless of what Travis decided, one thing was clear. The scrutiny surrounding his personal life was far from over, and every decision, whether related to love, finances, or career, would continue to be dissected and debated for the foreseeable future.
They gotta just figure that out. That's their business, you feel me? And yeah, it is hard.
Yeah.
I know, it'd be tough.
Despite the mounting criticism and the ever-growing scrutiny surrounding his relationship with Lyanna Lynn, Travis Hunter has remained resolute in defending their bond. Throughout the controversy, he has consistently expressed his unwavering trust in Lyanna, firmly standing by her side. In numerous interviews, Travis has dismissed the negative comments, labeling them as baseless, and stressed that their relationship is strong and unshakable. "They want me to be unhappy, he said during a live stream, addressing the trolls who have criticized his personal life. He appeared unbothered by the attacks, confident that their connection was something that no one could break. However, not everyone shares Travis's confidence in his relationship. Fan reactions have been deeply divided, with some offering their full support for him, while others have voiced growing concerns about his future. One commenter put it bluntly, writing, "Travis is in love. Lyanna is in business," drawing a sharp contrast between what they perceived as Travis's genuine feelings and Lyanna's potential motives. This sentiment has been echoed by others who worry that Travis might be too blinded by love to see the full picture. "School and money don't guarantee intelligence," another person wrote, implying that Travis may be naive, unaware of the larger forces at play around him. These kinds of comments reflect a broader worry among fans that Travis, despite his immense talent, might not fully understand the complexities of this situation or the people involved in his life. The skepticism surrounding Lyanna has been further compounded by the involvement of her brother, who has become a central figure in the growing controversy. Critics argue that his close proximity to Travis, especially as one of his closest companions, raises red flags. They claim that the brother's increasing influence over Travis is not just about friendship, but part of a larger plan to keep the athlete isolated from anyone who might question or challenge the dynamics of his relationship with Lyanna. By becoming one of Travis's best friends, Lyanna's brother has effectively ingrained himself into Travis's inner circle, with some critics suggesting that his role is to ensure that the siblings maintain control over the situation. This close-knit dynamic between Travis and Lyanna's brother has fueled suspicions that the relationship may not be as straightforward as it appears. Fans have started to wonder whether Lyanna's brother is using his position to manipulate Travis, either to keep him distanced from those who may question the relationship or to ensure that the siblings retain their place in Travis's life and, by extension, his future success. The perception that her brother has become a key player in Travis's world has added another layer of complexity to the relationship, leading many to speculate about his true intentions. Is he genuinely interested in fostering a meaningful friendship with Travis? Or is he helping to orchestrate a broader agenda to ensure the siblings benefit from Travis's rising stardom? For many, the question of whether Lyanna and her brother have a plan in place to secure their place in Travis's life is the crux of the controversy. The criticism about Lyanna's motivations is no longer just about her relationship with Travis, but also about the dynamics she has cultivated with those closest to him. As Travis continues to dismiss the backlash and defend his relationship, fans are left to wonder whether he's truly in control of his own decisions or if those around him are steering the ship in ways he may not fully understand. The involvement of her brother, coupled with the growing scrutiny of Lyanna's behavior, has painted a picture of a relationship that some believe may be more calculated than it first appeared. Ultimately, the divide in fan reactions underscores the tension between those who believe in the authenticity of Travis and Lyanna's bond, and those who suspect that it may be driven by ulterior motives. As Travis remains firm in his support of Lyanna, the skepticism only grows, with some fearing that he might be overlooking red flags in his personal life as he navigates the pressures of his rapidly ascending career. The road ahead for Travis Hunter will be shaped not only by his athletic abilities, but by the choices he makes in the midst of the public drama surrounding his relationship. And with every new twist and turn, the question of whether he's in control of his own future or whether others are pulling the strings remains an open one. As the wedding date looms ever closer, the stakes in the saga of Travis Hunter and Lyanna Len are higher than ever. The mounting public scrutiny, coupled with the intense debate over their relationship, has raised critical questions about the future of Travis's career, his personal life, and his long-term legacy. Throughout the ongoing drama, Travis's family has remained relatively quiet, leading many to speculate about their hesitance to speak out. Some believe they may be reluctant to intervene for fear of being cut off, as Travis's success has already brought substantial benefits to those closest to him. But this silence also raises concerns. If the allegations of manipulation surrounding Lyanna are true, what could be the long-term cost to Travis and his family? What happens if the person he trusts most turns out to have ulterior motives? The repercussions could be far-reaching, not just for Travis, but for his entire future and legacy. the story of Travis and Lyanna has become a cautionary tale, one that reflects the complex intersection of fame, love, and wealth. It serves as a powerful reminder of how difficult it can be to navigate personal relationships under the intense spotlight that comes with rising stardom. Travis, a young athlete on the verge of greatness, is faced with critical decisions that could shape not only his future, but also the futures of those closest to him. In a world where everything is amplified, questions about trust, loyalty, and manipulation loom large. The core of the controversy revolves around whether Travis is being manipulated by Lyanna and her brother, or if the backlash against them is unfair. On one hand, there are those who believe that Travis is simply following his heart, standing by the woman he loves despite the mounting public pressure. They argue that love should not be discounted simply because of outside noise or speculation. But on the other hand, the growing concerns about Lyanna's true intentions and her close-knit relationship with her brother, who has become an influential figure in Travis's life, raise the possibility that Travis might not be fully aware of the broader implications of his relationship. The key issue at the heart of this saga is whether Travis is truly in control of his own decisions or if he's being swayed by external influences. If the accusations of manipulation are accurate, the fallout could be devastating not just for Travis's romantic life, but for his professional career and financial well-being. With his entry into the professional sports world on the horizon, the financial stakes have never been higher. If Lyanna's push for marriage is seen as a strategic move, timed to coincide with Travis's inevitable rise in fame, then Travis might find himself in a situation where the personal and the professional are dangerously intertwined. As fans, commentators, and even former athletes weigh in on the situation, the question remains: should Travis take steps to protect himself financially, possibly through a prenuptial agreement, or does love conquer all? Many believe that given the rumors and his rapidly increasing wealth, it would be wise for Travis to consider his financial future. A prenuptial agreement could help safeguard his assets and prevent potential complications down the road. But on the other hand, some argue that love and trust should prevail, and that stepping into a relationship with such measures in place could signal a lack of faith in his partner. At the same time, the question of loyalty and trust looms large. Is Lyanna truly invested in their relationship for the right reasons, or is she using it as a means to secure her place in Travis's life and his bank account before his star fully rises? The involvement of her brother only complicates the situation further, as some see his increasing influence over Travis as a calculated move to keep the athlete isolated from others who might question the relationship. Critics argue that by ingraining himself into Travis's inner circle, Lyanna's brother is effectively ensuring that no one challenges the dynamic that they created. So, what does the future hold for Travis and Lyanna? Will Travis be able to see through the noise and make decisions that protect his future, both personally and professionally? Or will he fall victim to the pressures and influences surrounding him and find himself trapped in a relationship that may not be as genuine as he believes? As this drama continues to unfold, the choices Travis makes in the coming months will have lasting consequences. His journey is a reminder of the difficult choices that young stars must navigate when fame, wealth, and love intersect. What do you think? Is Travis being manipulated by Lyanna and her brother, or is the backlash against her unfair? Should he take steps to protect himself financially with a prenuptial agreement, or does true love conquer all? Let us know your thoughts below, and stay tuned for more updates on this unfolding story.